Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Because without you guys, well, we know life would suck without you guys. And it is Friday morning. I am so happy because we've been working nights and stuff in DC. I'm off from my regular day job, so I'm going down to Central Virginia to go ahead and work on this rental property to get it ready for this nice lady to move in the first of the month. And of course, I'll get to go work on the red brick house for a little bit, at least get ready to start working, getting in the flow. So once I get this place done, then I can get back to my real love, and that's working on that house built in 1820. You know me, I enjoy working on history. And speaking of history, everything is relative in life. You can equate football to anything and anything to football. And the amazing thing about football is, did you guys watch the game last night? Now think about how we talked about how bad Thursday night games have been. How literally the matchups have just been awful, at least the first couple of years. But this year, it's totally different with the way the NFL has been, where you're not dead until the final whistle blows, and actually sometimes beyond the last whistle blowing. Think back to 2 weeks ago. Derek Carr was hurt. The Raiders looked to be a complete mess. The most expensive offensive line in football couldn't keep him upright. Literally, the Raiders were on their last leg. If they had lost that game last night, you could almost cancel the season because they would have been, what, 2-5? Biggest disappointment in the NFL. And Kansas City had control of that game. Kansas City was beating the heck out of them all game long. And there's something that's kind of funny because I was working most of the game. I got home and saw the tail end of it. But if you watch the game online, if you go to like Bleacher Report and keep up with the stats, you'll get the little football field. You'll see the little ball moving up and down the field and stuff. You'll get the play-by-plays on it. But in the corner down there, they have the winning percentage, which means absolutely jack crap. Because literally the whole time, it was always like 60% or better that Kansas City would win. And I just started watching that because it was kind of fun to say, okay, so what's going to happen in this scenario? So Kansas City got a field goal, and they're up by 6 points. The Raiders get the ball with 59 seconds maybe, and I'm still looking at the winning percentages, and they're down to like 95% that Kansas City will win. And it gets down to fourth down, and they're basically fourth down and 12 or something like that, and they get a first down. And I'm watching the percentages on here now because I'm thinking, okay, there's still like 40 seconds left. They're on like the 35-yard line. You think that it might start changing and swinging, but it really stuck right around 80% chance of Kansas City win. Well, then the Raiders get down to initially, I think, the 10-yard line, 5-yard line, or something like that. And the thing is still 90% Kansas City will win. Granted, there's only a few seconds left. And then Kansas City throws a pass, and it seems like it's a touchdown with 16 seconds left, at least at first. Then they start reviewing it, and they realize he's short by about a foot. Now, I got to tell you, to me, this is a rule that they have to look at because this rule screwed the Detroit Lions. Because here's the thing. They rule it a touchdown. Everybody stops. Okay, we got a touchdown. Then they review it. They review it and realize the official made the mistake and it wasn't a touchdown. But they penalized the team that had the ball. Because, see, if the officials had called the play right and said he was short of the goal line, they would have gotten up to the line real quick and ran another play. But what the NFL does is as they review it, they took 8 seconds off the clock and said, oh, sorry, we were wrong, our bad. And they immediately start the clock as soon as they blow the whistle. So you've handicapped the team because of their mistake. It wasn't something that the team did because they could have spiked the ball and stopped the clock, had time to go talk about it, and not lost 8 seconds. But anyway, they need to look at that in the offseason. So they've got 6 seconds left. They throw a pass in the end zone. Clock expires. Incomplete pass. But there's a penalty. Oh, okay. Pass interference. Oh, sorry. They threw a touchdown pass. It's ruled a touchdown pass, but there's offensive pass interference. So they back him up. So they're on the 12-yard line. Last play of the game. Incomplete pass. Pass interference. Boom. That's the first play without time. They get another play from the 5-yard line, and boom, touchdown. But if you watch that game, it was heart-stopping. And that was a game that changed literally the season for the Raiders. That game probably gave them some momentum. And think back, like I was saying 2 weeks ago, when you looked at Kansas City being undefeated, Kansas City looking like world beaters. Kansas City just gave over 400 yards to Derek Carr passing. Their defense did not do a whole heck of a lot. And by the way, Navarro Bowman still looks like he's still got something in the tank. And that's going back to history of what I tell you guys. I always say you don't know what you really have until October. Because teams will start off really good, really hot, and cool down. We've seen teams go 4-0 and then not win a game the rest of the season. So is Kansas City that team? I don't know. Maybe they peaked real early. Are the Eagles another one of those teams? It's going to be interesting to see. So teams that you think are dead, can't play, all of a sudden get a little bit hot and they start playing well. And that, my friends, is football. You never know. From week to week, you can go from being in the penthouse to the outhouse and back to the penthouse. Actually, I shouldn't even say week to week. Should say quarter to quarter, because literally that last quarter, the Raiders look totally different. I'm Mark Holmes. This is Cowboy Joe Boo, and thank God the weekend is almost here. I'll see you soon.